third main component is what I call engagement amplifiers. Like, how can you increase the likelihood of people engaging and consuming course content? So we'll get into gamification. Like, that's one of the pieces of it. So knowing that, like, if that's the purpose, the gamification serves, they're like almost like ethical bribes for getting your customers to do what you want them to do. Of course, like, you're only doing things like that are good for them too. You're just helping them get the result. And so all the games model the exact same game theory from back when I played like Oregon Trail when I was like 6 years old. I don't know why anyone would ever play that game. Like, all you do is you just watch this cart go down the Oregon Trail, and then people die if they get some type of random food poisoning or something. I love that game.
Yeah.
Or Yoshi's Island, or like Sims was another one that I was thinking about recently. Like, why is that fun? Like, you're just creating people in a house, and then they all have certain like similarities, and that's what it's called, game mechanics. I want to kind of pull up this. So because I'm somewhat of like a nerd, I started like looking at apps or courses that did this really well, and then screenshotted and figured out like how are they all incorporating it. And Nike Run App is one that actually I think they do an amazing job. I hate running with a freaking passion, but I recently did a Spartan race, so I needed to be able to run. And this type of stuff, it did work. Like, it was effective for me. So being able, okay, so let me back up for a second. So the game mechanics that are used in this, which are gonna be the same as like all the other ones I show you, is you have some version of points, you have a level system, and then you have the ability to unlock bonuses or awards. And each of these mechanics they leverage psychological triggers. So leveraging just like our human natural tendencies, and some of the need for autonomy, the need, competition is a huge one, the need for significance, achievement, curiosity, rewards, ownership, and then one that I think is huge is community and connection. And so if you can incorporate social learning or build a community behind your course, you're going to have a competitive advantage that is insurmountable. Like, everything else being the same, if it was your course and then someone else that was equal, but you have a community along with it, like an actual engaged community and culture, the other people don't stand a chance. Like, it's just not, you're going to blow them out of the water, because this is it's the strongest human need that there is. And it's something that I think is lacking, that people are yearning for even more now than ever. So, I mean, I like the Facebook group. I didn't even mention that. The Facebook group, the community behind the Knowledge Business Blueprint, is absolutely amazing. Like, I can't even go into that Facebook group because it's like a time suck. I do, but I have to be very cognizant of how long, or like put a stopwatch on, because I will be in there for like hours reading people's stories and like crying from the support and the community, and just the amazing stories. And then 2 hours later, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to turn the phone off. But anyway, back to that, like the way that Nike does that, their version of points is miles. So however many miles you run, that's like the points that keep going up. Their levels here are based on how many miles that you run. So your yellow level, orange, green, and then they unlock bonuses. And so below here I have like the level, or what it actually is, the game mechanic, and then what psychological trigger it's using. So for levels, it's using competition, significance, and achievement. Badges, unlocking badges, it gives, anytime you do that, it's again kind of the need for completion and achievement as well. You get that dopamine shot when you see the badge pop up. And then, yeah, the need for completion, like it irks a lot of people if you have some of these badges are open. And then unlocking bonuses. So this is like the credit system that we incorporated within mastermind.com, that they could use the credits to unlock bonuses. Nike does the same thing. And then always thinking about also like, what are your other revenue streams like that you can incorporate within some of these gamification. And so they do a great job. Nike, this is like really creative, I think. You add your shoe to the app, and then your shoe, you can track how many miles you ran on your shoe. And then, oh, it makes it super easy to buy new shoes on this app too. Imagine that. The progress tracking, creating profiles, and then they do an amazing job with the community and like connecting groups of people around. So this is the same for, if you actually pay attention now, like you'll probably be surrounded with you are surrounded with gamification that you just might not even realize. Like Facebook is probably the best version of it because it's kind of like it's kind of subtle. You're not even really like aware that it's gamification, but it is. Like their level of points is how many friends you have, or maybe I toss back and forth. I don't know if points be more the friends or if it's how many likes. I think that might be better. Like how many likes do you get on a comment, or on Instagram, like how many hearts do you get or likes on a post. Maybe levels is friends. I have to think about that one more so. But this is the Audible one that I was telling you earlier. Like this is my Audible. At that time, I had 155 hours left to go to become a master. I don't know when I took this screenshot. Now I have 88. It tracks. So their level of points is how many hours have been listened to. And then that converts to levels. Then you have your badges. It keeps going on and on like that. And so we modeled mastermind.com from this as well.
That is cool. And I should mention there's a video on Megan's site where she dives into this a little bit more. We'll include a link below this video where you can check that out.
Yep. Yeah, I go into a lot more detail, and I'm not going to go all into it, but the other one that I started looking at, which I didn't realize, dating apps do an amazing job at gamification and using psychological triggers to keep you engaged. Like it was something I didn't even pay attention to. I mean, I've never really used them before. And this is, I was looking into it because I read something about the founder. She was a woman, and like her strategy behind it is really cool. And then I got intrigued, like, why are these in a baseball theme, or what does the league mean? And it's really interesting. Like what I highlighted all of this here is anything in yellow is showing you the baseball theme. And I think that's a huge part that makes everything like your branding like come together really well. Like your strategy just feel really cohesive is everything behind their app. And the same thing goes for courses, is if you can revolve it around a theme, it makes it so much more powerful. So their theme is baseball. They call like your score the league score. Upsells are called game changers. When you have a match, it's called a home run. Use your tickets to increase your odds. There are different levels of membership is like an ownership level. And then they have like minor leagues, major leagues, all-stars, and then owner plans. So it's just really cool how that's another thing, like pay attention to the themes behind things.
Yeah, gamification really is everywhere around us.
Yep, it definitely is. And so we did the same thing with Mastermind. I've like used all of this to kind of help structure the gamification behind mastermind.com. And so using the badges, the power moves, unlocking bonuses, all of that comes into play in the actual program that we went through earlier.